Hi guys, Anne here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I would like to talk about your vibrational frequency. I didn't understand this concept until quite later on in my personal process. And knowing this information much sooner than I did would have helped me deal with things a lot differently than I did. It may have helped me avoid a very difficult personal health situation even. So I really felt it very necessary to share this, especially if you are new to this journey and you're trying to understand some basic concepts around it. This one is key. It will be with you throughout your journey, and the earlier you understand this, the better it will be. The more sense perhaps the journey will make, if that's possible. So let's talk about frequency. So everything is energy. First of all, everything. So the chair you're sitting on, the carpet, your coffee cup, everything in your environment is actually energy, and it's vibrating at a certain frequency. So some things carry a frequency that are higher and some things lower. So everything carries a frequency depending on what it is. Now, as people, as humans, we also carry a frequency. Now, when people walk around and go, good vibes only, vibe high, let's, ride the vibe, and that kind of thing, it's really around your vibrational frequency. And the reason that is so is I won't say popular, but popular. I hope it becomes very popular, to be honest. But the reason why it is so important is because your vibrational frequency really dictates pretty much almost everything in your life. So keep that in mind, because as you venture throughout your journey, one of the things that you become conscious of is how are you feeling at any particular moment. So if you're very happy and excited and doing something you love and you feel good inside and just like glowing, then your frequency is vibrating, it's very high. Now when you're involved in situations which are bringing out anger or fear or anxiety, those are lower vibrational frequencies. And I think instinctively as human, we know which ones we want more of. But we don't necessarily know how to get what is influencing that thing. So when your vibrational frequency is extremely low, what it can do is really have a huge impact on your physical well-being. So I know my personal story from 5 or 6 years ago. I was in a very different state than I am now. I was extremely depressed. I was unhappy. I was in a relationship that was or can be considered emotionally abusive. Well, it definitely was. The people around me seemed angered. My job was not going that well. It wasn't very successful. And I started, drinking more than the odd glass of wine to try and make me feel better. because I didn't know how else to deal with it. So in that environment, I was a very low vibrational frequency. And what was happening is it was affecting to a very large scale my health. Right? So, and the lower and the more I dwelled on it and was angered by it and frustrated with my life, the vibrational frequency kept dropping. So, I mean, it drops such that it's at a state where it's not even, it's not even viable for it to continue to function. So that's the extreme for me that I was at. So when we look at our vibrational frequency, what affects it, what impacts it? And this is interesting because as everything is vibrational frequency on this earth, there is what's called the Schumann Resonance, which is basically Earth's electromagnetic spectrum, which is continuing to vibrate, and it's actually been increasing. There is our body frequency, which is 62 to 72 hertz, and that's at a sort of a normal state. And when you're ill or not feeling well, your vibrational frequency is low and your emotions are low. Now, when you're feeling good, your vibration is high, right? So when you start to awaken, you start to look at the bits and pieces of your life and start to really analyze what is going on. So what affects your frequency? Because if you want your frequency to be high, then you sort of look at aspects of your life that may be opening the door for it to be lowered. So, we look to the people around us because they hold a frequency. And quite often the people around us are holding the same frequency as ourselves. Now, that can be good and that can be not so good, because if you're associating mostly with people who are their frequency is lower vibrational, it's probably, it's not a healthy environment for you. So there is the people side of it, and there is just your environment in general. So everything is a frequency. If you're sitting in a very cluttered and heavy space that's got a lot of negative maybe memories in it, that has an impact on the room's frequency. If you're indulging in information, social media, television, movies, any sort of stimulant that's coming in that you're engaging with, and if that is primarily negative, then that's going to lower your frequency. And you start to pay closer attention to what you're really paying attention to, because when you become conscious, you really start to recognize these things as having impacts on you, versus prior to that they just were. That's just life. So it's kind of interesting when you really get that viewpoint of understanding. Sorry, that's my dog. So as we start to understand what impacts our vibrational frequency, it starts to help us break down this process of understanding and transforming ourselves to help us increase and keep a high vibrational frequency as much as we can through the day. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody doesn't also have their down moments where they're, anger or upset. But as you start to realize and you start to pay attention to your reactions to things more than anything, you have the ability to change that fairly quickly. There's some things that you can make instant changes to. So if you are angry because traffic isn't moving, then you have the ability to just not be angry and to realize that this is actually negatively affecting your health. So that is your choice right there and then to just get over it. And that's a very simple thing. And it actually can be very simple. You can just instantly do that. Not everybody can do that. If you can, that's awesome. You're done, right? But it takes time, and I'm still looking at ways. I'm still cognizant of my vibration, and I will make a concerted effort to raise my vibration throughout the day to keep myself in check, because I want to keep it high. So that's what your vibrational frequency is. It's really important to keep that in mind as you move forward with your journey. Be wary of it. Be wary of how you feel, because your emotions drive your frequency. So if you're around people that are perhaps tend to be more negative or gossipy or don't make you feel comfortable, and this is particularly true perhaps of empaths more than anybody, for everybody, but in particular empaths are highly sensitive people. Be aware of that and limit your time and try to understand and break down in your own mind why you're spending so much time with people who maybe not really the best for you and even your health. So I hope this little bit helped. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.